So 3 straight birdies for Cheyenne. The Scot, Gemma Dryborough, also off to a good start beginning on the 10th hole. This was at 13. And that would be for a 3rd straight birdie. Looking at some of the action from earlier today, how about the start for Cheyenne Knight?
She nearly won a couple weeks ago at Wilshire.
And then how about the par 5, 14th, 3rd shot?
At 12, where we saw Cheyenne make birdie, and here the 14th. 2 par 5s on this back 9 that are playing as a couple of the easiest holes on the golf course.
Here is a major champion, been out here a long time, I.K. Kim at that 14th.
It's only her 4th event of the season.
The golf course is in really good shape. This is Lydia Ko's 3rd at the 9th.
Yeah, just 95 yards. This hole's cut over on that left side. Greens are firm as well, Tom.
Yeah, good example there.
This would be a 0 putt.
Yeah, I was going to say, this wouldn't count as a putt. She's just off the green, and that's going to be her first bogey of the week. So Gemma's going to drop back to 3 under par. Winner last year in Japan. First win on the tour for the Scotswoman. Makes her home in New Orleans and has lived in the London area for a long time. Lydia for birdie. That gives you an idea of how quick the greens are running.
Just a moment ago at the 10th, the tie at Titicun.
She has 118 yards, just trying to control the spin with this wedge.
That's been a challenge. The mental approach to the game, Tom, that has had such a dramatic impact on so many of today's stars.
That's Jenny Shin coming out of the rough at 13. It's a good example of why you need to keep it in the fairway. You can see Jenny having to manufacture something has done a really good job. That is,
wow,
that's terrific.
Moria Jatanagarn, her 9th hole of the day. This to get it back to even. Sister Ari was named the MVP of the Hanwha Life Plus International Crown, but we really could have picked any of the 4 and been fine, couldn't we?
Yeah, it was hard to choose.
To 10 and Titicun for birdie. All right, so a drop shot at 1, but 3 birdies since.
And it's just one of those old school designs, Tom, where most greens slope back to front, and if you miss long, it's gonna be so quick coming back down the hill.
Cheyenne got off to a really good start with 3 straight birdies. I was out there watching her early in the round, and she dialed in the pace of these greens immediately.
Nelly Corda, her approach did find that penalty area, so here's her 4th.
Wow, is that any good? How about that?
Here's Lydia's 3rd at 10.
Yeah, her ball's sitting down in the rough, and the ball was below her feet. I think sometimes those are really tough shots. So fortunately, she only had 128, and just hit a really hard wedge just to kind of get it on the green.
Boone and I will be split up.
Like a pair of pork chops. Here's Cheyenne Knight, her 2nd at the 2nd. Here we go.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's just textbook from Co. Absolutely textbook.
She had the lead at the time, and nice rebound for Cheyenne, at least today.
Looking for some redemption, I am sure, out here this week. Obviously playing some wonderful golf and feeling very much in control of her game. I think this is a similar golf course to Wilshire, an old school.
2nd shot at 12 for Titicun. Yeah. Reachable for most of the field. This is going to be a busy stretch for Lydia and the rest of the tour. 15.
This is Ryan O'Toole for a birdie. Par 3. flag today, kind of in the middle of the green, and Ryan dials that one in. That gets her to a couple under par, within 2 of the lead. Yeah. Remains 1 over. That drop shot at 10. Joe LaCava, legendary caddy. So much power in that golf swing.
Very good.
Like a mini bowl here. The ball will feed back into the middle of the green, and that's a really nice tee shot.
She had a shorter iron in. It's downwind today. Great look at eagle.
Oh, she can't believe it. She's got the crown on the visor. Part of that winning Hanwha Life Plus International Crown team. She went undefeated.
Jim, you can see we saw Kupcho hit the tree on this shot in the group ahead. You can see how that tree overhangs when you're on that right side of the fairway. No problem for Lydia. What a shot.
Let's see if Nelly can dial one in here.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, 149 for Nelly. This is a 9-iron.
It's hard to believe that Wiggles right. There's a high spot just on the short left side of this green that I think just pushed that a touch to the right. Fooled her as well.
This is the 14th and a third shot for Brittany Lincecum.
Young golfers' lives.
Cheyenne Knight's going to putt this one from off the green. It's run a little ways by.
The front of the green's 136. So coming out of this rough into the wind, she probably needs us to release a little bit and get up that upslope.
It's just not quite gonna do it.
You'd take 4 pars here any day, I think.
16's a brutal par 4 today. It's such a severe green.
May feel like a birdie.
There are no birdies yet today on the 16th hole.
Now bogey putt the other way for Cheyenne Knight.
You always get nervous when you see the show.
I do get nervous when we go to really short putts.
Yeah. 17.
This is Ryan O'Toole. 17 is a par 3. We've seen 15. Now this green could get interesting with the speed this week. Flag on the front today. And that is fabulous from Ryan O'Toole. I mean, she's pitched that in the perfect spot. We're focusing a lot on the mums this week because it's Mother's Day on Sunday, but also girls golf, getting the youngsters into the game. Brittany Lincecum. Online, it could go. Good shot there.
It was really special to see the LPGA family come together. Wonderful that Jane and Grace could make the trip. And as she said, she never really thought she'd be standing in a room.
Tom, 15.
Brittany Lincecum here for the birdie. I saw the tee shot roll by. It should be a little left or right. Oh. Just going to be a 3 for Brittany.
What's it like out on the golf course when you get off to such a great start and then you give a couple back?
You just have to really stay patient. I think that 3 putt on the last hole is frustrating. Yeah. The first hole, the bogey on the first hole was not the end of the world, but the 3 putt on 3, even though it is a tough hole, miss a short putt can.
And he's going to lead to a bogey. So rare mistake of that magnitude from the world number 2. Was of course the world number 1 earlier this year.
One of 7 players tied for the lead. Ataya Titikun, her 3rd at the par 5 14th.
last week at the Hanwha Life Plus International Crown. And that is going to be okay. Just settle there.
The key is to just get it in the middle of the screen. It kind of acts as a funnel, and looks like she's kind of lost that one right a little bit.
Yeah, it'll kick back in though. We talked about that. It's not a bowl, but it has that effect, this green. Feed into the middle of the green.
That was an 8-iron.
Don't need it to feed him when he goes straight at the flag. He needs to sit down a little bit. Get some tough putts, but she's left herself in a good spot.
I love these types of greens, Tom, that have a lot of break to them. The old school designs, I think they're easier to read. You can see the break well, and you really have to dial in your speed.
A lot about the way this golf course plays depends on how windy it is. And that one may feed down a little bit, but not towards the flag.
Yeah, just 62 yards, got an optimal yardage here. It's on a pretty good line if it's the right distance.
8 leaders. Cheyenne Knight on the tee at the par 3 6th.
Her ball striking, when I talked to her coach, Joey Wertenberger, a couple weeks ago during Wilshire, he said starting at Chevron, he was really impressed. She just stays very even keel. Makes it easier to bounce back.
So she does.
Always rather commit to the wrong club or the wrong shot than not commit. Aimed well right here. She get a kick? Oh, nice.
She did, yeah. That's going to work out well. I think it was Jin Young Ko who was talking about the breeze here last year.
Yes, it is. She drove it into the left bunker, close to the lip. This is all she could do to get it here, and now she has 145.
One of the primary reasons this hole is playing so tough is not only the green, but is the fairway. Only about half the field hitting that.
Nelly took a drop away from the structure there on the right, so this is her second.
Yeah, actually got a good break.
Yeah, and played it well.
May try to move a little right and then back to the left. I think this is best case scenario for a par putt straight up the hill.
All right. So she stays at 3. You see the name Wagner, Samantha Wagner, who's not made a cut in her rookie season here in 2023. 26-year-old from Orlando.
I mean, the margins, there's tiny. That was a wonderful shot from O'Toole earlier.
Thin margins here at 16. Here's Lydia's second.
Likes the line. Yeah, that's okay.
At the par 5 14th, big hitting Bailey Tardy played really well in Hawaii. Okay, so Bailey joins the lead with another rookie, Samantha Wagner.
The next one you think you're going to make, and usually you hit it too hard. She hit her putt on 16 too hard for birdie, so I think she's going to be more careful here.
Not go in. Yeah, dialed in there from Cup Joe. Good call, Angela.
Well, I'm glad the flag stick was there.
This is Maddie Zerek over at the 9th. She's a player that really committed to her game over the off season. I was talking to her agent J.S. Kang earlier today, and he said, you know, she's worked really hard on her game and it's now starting to pay off.
To get a chance to watch and the way she reacted back there on 16 after missing a fairway, it's just so fun to watch these young players.
Yeah, good 3 in the end. In 2021. So nice to see her out here finally. Paige Kang for a birdie at the 13th. Yeah, Hage's had a tough season. Just one cut made on the LPGA Tour this year.
Pia Nielsen will be honored tonight as a pioneer.
Cupcho now.
That was 93, and after seeing Patty's ball, I feel like, yep, that was going to be past the whole location.
Yeah, well, one of the better ones we've seen.
Wow.
Oh, how did that not go? Incredible.
Wow.
She won't know.
Too much
it,
spin
course.
on it.
Zarek was in contention all week at the Drive-On Championship. And this is going to be short work of this 18th for Atai Titigun.
Sure. We saw Gemma Driver earlier in our broadcast when she was at the top of the leaderboard, back on 2 under par now. This for a birdie at the 9th. Yeah, well done. This hole playing tough though. 5.32 scoring average. This is Yulu for a birdie at the 17th. Bit of break left to right on this. Oh, one time. That's a good 2 there. 3 birdies on the back 9.
Oh, goodness. Third shot.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness, Jim.
Is that any good?
I want to see you recreate that one.
I don't know if I could stand there.
And this is the final hole for Cheyenne Knight, who's had a good day today. Got it to 5 under par, was leading earlier in the round. Dropped a couple of shots midway through the day. And has had, well, I was going to say all pars and a couple of bogeys on the front 9, but she's added a birdie as well. So it's a round of 68 for, this is Ali Ewing. Down the right side with the layup. Try and open up that hole a little bit. The flag today tucked on the left. An aggressive play, and she's going to have a putt for a birdie.
This is the Swede Frida Schinholt for birdie. Haven't been many here at 16 today. Just 5 now. All right, there's only one bogey-free round among the morning wave, and it belongs to Luna Sobron Galmez, the Spaniard, and this for eagle ties the lead. And so Luna
played in every single Hanwha Life Plus International crown, the other 2 being Lexi Thompson and Minji Lee.
I know it's not an official win, Tom, but that's the way that some of the Thai players were talking about it. It felt like that to them.
Good shot there.
One winner from Colombia in LPGA history, Marissa Baena. Here is Valerie Plata at the 12th.
Just this green has just fooled players today.
Yeah.
I think she thought she missed that by a mile.
She was fooled twice. Once with the read and the second time with how it was rolling.
I saw her yesterday out in the Pro-Am, Tom, and said this is, again, a similar golf course where her accuracy, especially off the tee, will serve her very well here this week. And not surprised to see her.
All right, this is Samantha Wagner, Tom, over the 7th. Great story, Samantha. Called a penalty on herself at Q Series in 2021.
About the only time heading into a round of the British Open I might practice a couple bunker shots from my knees.
Great shot.
Wow.
What a shot. Just kept her lower body super still there.
Incredible.
And there are other competitions. I mean, think about how well she did at the Olympics.
Sure.
More in the individual side of a competition.
I'll tell Gabby
but I think
that she gets 2 no's from the 2.
Yeah, 2 no's. But I think what happens is Gabby Lopez inspires young women.
Sure.
And in 10 years' time, Mexico may have a team. India may have a team.